the Yala River, a serene and picturesque waterway that winds through the heart of Kenya. A lifeline for many in Kenya, it provides water, food, and a place for children to play and families to gather. But recently it's become a dumping ground for something much more sinister. Bodies, the once clear waters, are now tainted with fear and sorrow. Bodies found wrapped in plastic, discarded like trash. These aren't just bodies. They are human lives, brutally ended and carelessly disposed of. They are sons, daughters, fathers, mothers. Imagine the horror. Families torn apart, left to grieve by the riverbanks, clutching photos of their lost loved ones. You report your loved one missing. Days turn into weeks. Weeks bleed into months. The waiting is excruciating, filled with hope and dread. The police? They offer nothing but silence. Then the news. A body has been found in the river. The uncertainty gnaws at you. A body found in the river. Could it be them? The fear and anxiety are overwhelming as you wait for confirmation. The agony of not knowing is unbearable. The river, once a source of life, now holds a grim secret that haunts the community. This is the reality for countless families in Kenya. Enforced disappearances, abductions, loved ones vanish without a trace, leaving behind a trail of heartbreak and unanswered questions. Each missing person is a story untold, a life interrupted. The anguish is visible in the eyes of those left behind, their silent screams for justice echoing through the villages and towns. Silence from those meant to protect them. The very institutions that should be offering solace and solutions are instead cloaked in a disturbing quiet. The police stations remain empty, their doors closed to the pleas of the desperate. The Kenyan authorities, sworn to serve and protect, are shrouded in a veil of secrecy. Meetings held behind closed doors, decisions made in the shadows. The trust between the people and their protectors is eroding, replaced by suspicion and fear. Accountability? It seems like a foreign concept. The cries for justice grow louder, yet the response remains muted. Protests fill the streets, but the courtrooms stay empty. The scales of justice tip precariously, weighed down by inaction. Families left clutching at straws, demanding answers. They gather in vigils, holding candles and photos, hoping for a miracle. The community comes together, united in their grief and determination. Every tear shed is a testament to their resilience. Where are their loved ones? Who is responsible? The silence is deafening, the pain palpable. These aren't just statistics, they are real people, their lives cut short, their stories silenced. The landscapes of Kenya, beautiful yet somber, stand as silent witnesses to the ongoing tragedy. The quest for justice continues, driven by the unyielding spirit of those who refuse to be silenced. 3 missing persons, each one a beloved family member, a friend, a part of the community. Their bodies found dumped in the Yala River, a tragic end to their stories. This is just one example of the growing crisis in Kenya, where fear and uncertainty grip the nation. The Law Society of Kenya, LSK, has stepped in, demanding justice and accountability from the authorities. They point to a disturbing pattern: enforced disappearances, followed by an eerie silence from the authorities, leaving families in anguish. Statistics paint a grim picture, with numbers rising each year, reflecting a deepening crisis. But behind each number is a human life, a family shattered, dreams broken, and futures stolen. The emotional toll is immeasurable, with families left to grapple with loss and unanswered questions. Fear, uncertainty, and the crushing weight of unanswered questions hang over communities as they wait for justice and closure. We cannot let this stand. The Kenyan people deserve answers. They deserve justice. We must demand transparency from the authorities. We must hold them accountable for these heinous acts. This isn't just a Kenyan problem, it's a global issue. We must shine a light on these injustices. Support organizations fighting for the families of the disappeared. Raise your voice, demand justice, because silence equals complicity.